How are you boys doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Pretty good,
Pretty
dude.
good. Hey,
Cool.
I'm Ray. What's your name, man?
Garrett.
Garrett. Nice meeting you, man.
You too,
Welcome to
bro.
the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here. Yeah, we were just sitting down and watching y'all's earlier episode today.
Oh
Getting
yeah,
people for it, so, yeah, dude.
yeah. All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. Keeping. I'll try to remember some topics. I might
So,
I have some questions that I might have asked already. So
Mhm.
I mean, feel free. Oh, here you go. Feel free to just give an answer whenever I ask it, or
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I kind of wrote down a couple things that just kind of going based off of what I watched, just kind of touch base on how in the last one I kind of talked about how like what I was currently weighing and how I didn't want to get to a certain weight, I didn't want to go underweight.
yeah,
Well, I actually went underweight, so I'm gonna talk about how that went backwards.
yeah. All
So,
right.
and then, but yeah, and then we'll have I thought we'll kind of touch basis of what we kind of talked about a little bit on the last time, and then I can kind of introduce Garrett and why he's kind of here to talk about. So, because he's gonna basically talk about his. Well, you can tell him what you're gonna talk about.
All right. Anyway, let's start. I messed up. I froze. I choked. Welcome everybody to the Geeks Reborn Podcast, aka the GRP. You can call it either GURP or GRIP. I don't really know. I just thought of that. I was thinking about that one on my way home. I'm your host, Ray, aka the King of Deers, and joining us today is my good old friend Carl and his buddy Garrett. Two of my I knew Carl and Carl knows Garrett, and pretty much they're here to talk about pretty much fitness, exercising, working out. I recently got back into it. As soon as I heard my gym was open, I went straight for it, and they were like, "Oh, you gotta make a reservation." So I was like, "Oh shit!" But now
I mean, yeah, that,
it makes
okay,
sense.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
for those small
Mm-hmm.
community gyms. I think they
Yeah.
did the same shit for one of my other buddies. His neighborhood has one of those gyms, and you had reserve certain times, and
Oh
I
yeah.
think the most you could reserve was an hour, and that was it.
Okay, so on this show, I think I told you about it already, Carl, and pretty much I implemented this new thing of nicknames.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
with David's, and I think Eric's too. That you
yeah,
had nicknames.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I call myself King of Deers because my first half of my name
Rainier,
translates
like,
to
reindeer. Yeah.
yeah, then Rainier the reindeer. And what about you guys? What do you guys want? As what would you guys like for your all's nicknames?
Or man or something, right? Because of your moose mode and shit.
I have two. Both have just been adorned onto me over
Almost
time.
moose mode.
Oh God, moose mode. Very special one. But yeah, that's that's why I'm called Manimal. This is me in the Chub Chub days.
What was the name? What was the name?
Manimal.
Manimal. All right.
Now,
Or moose mode.
Moose
We'll call him
mode.
Moose Mode Garrett because oh man, that was so funny.
Oh, that was a good.
I'm probably just gonna go with my Instagram handle and then just Texas Viking. TX
All
Viking.
right. The Texan
Just go
Viking
with-
or Texas
just go
Viking.
with my,
There we go.
My Instagram handle. So.
Still a badass name. Modern Viking. Anything with Viking. Modern Viking. I think was one of your tags as well.
Yeah, because of the book. Because the book
Okay.
that I really kind of based my fucking life around after I went through a lot of shit.
All right. All
Uh,
right. So what we have here is King of Deers, Carl as the Texas Viking, and Garrett as Manimal or the Moose Mode. All right. So like I said earlier, for today's episode, I want to talk more about the fitness because, like I said earlier, I started going back into it. I tried to do a 5 a.m. I got through like a week and a half total, and then I just stayed in that afternoon slot after work because
Yeah, it's a whole it takes a whole other kind of discipline to get up at 5
mm-hmm,
a.m. Get your ass to the gym. First thing, don't even need breakfast. You just get
mm-hmm.
up, wake up, drink some water, maybe some coffee on your way there, or
Oh
like
yeah,
pre-workout. Get there
yeah.
and just like you have to wake up and choose violence to do that. Like,
Exactly. Like the first week was fine because I told myself I can do this. Second week, okay, the first day that I did it, which is usually Tuesdays through Thursdays, I just do it that much because I know I cannot do a full week. Um, one of the days was like an off day, like pretty much. I can't wake up early because I don't have a break for my lunch. I don't have a lunch break to do it.
yeah,
Because I nap during my lunch, which is
I
just
feel
an
that.
hour. An hour lunch. I don't eat. I just sleep.
I feel it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then the day after that, I guess I kind of slept late and I woke up with a headache. Then on Thursday, I just told myself, man, if you do it today, you're gonna feel bad about the other day. The other
Yeah.
2 days. So just drop it for the week. I was like, okay. And then I never picked it back. But I still keep myself reminded. Like, I'll still put a reservation just in case one day I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I'll go today.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Once I have
So
that willpower.
like that like at that one time like that day you said that you you went to sleep a little bit or you took like your nap a little bit later and you woke up with like a headache.
Mm-hmm.
How much have you how do you remember how much you had eaten that day? 'Cause that's a really big important part of it.
I mean, it's just like breakfast and then dinner. I didn't really eat, like, I don't. I try not to eat lunch nowadays. I might go back to that, like, for a full month again next month or in August. See if I can do it again alongside me waking up at 5 a.m. and working out twice a
Yeah.
day.
Because my thing's like, dude, like if you're waking up at 5 a.m. to work out and you're not putting anything like and you're working out fasted basically, like you
Mm-hmm.
wake up, all you drink is water or like black coffee, you basically have no calories in a sense.
Yeah.
Um in your body, like you don't consume any calories and you go work out and you don't have anything afterwards, like until later on that day.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's gonna be running on fumes. Like that's a good way to get a headache. A lot of people are like, oh, my head hurt. Like back in like high school or like middle school, you like kids who didn't eat lunch, like almost close to the end of the day, they'd always go to the nurse, like, oh, my head hurts. I'm like, well, because you didn't fucking eat, dummy.
I remember that one day I did that. My hands was shaking,
See, yeah,
and
because your body's on
yeah,
fumes. There's
I I
nothing.
I
There's
went up
nothing.
to my teacher. I was like, "Why is my hand shaking? I don't feel shaky. I don't feel energetic. I don't feel jitters, because I haven't eaten anything for the entire day. No breakfast, lunch, or
Yeah, dude.
snacks.
Like my thing is like if you're not gonna eat, like if you're gonna skip a meal, like if you're not gonna have lunch, make that breakfast a big breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Make that
Yeah.
dinner make up for that because unless well, I mean, if you're going by your macros and you can look like and you're calculating your calories, you can easily make that work because
Yeah.
you can count your calories for that breakfast and make sure you're doing half the calories that you need for your total daily, and then the other half, you half your macros at the breakfast, half your macros at dinner, or you can do half macro or like third macro, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just kind of break it up. That's why macros are so important and they're so cool. Once you learn them, it makes shit so much easier.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. That's good to know. Yeah. Like back then, I didn't know. I never had the shaky hand. I never experienced that at all until like
yeah,
that
that's how I
day.
was shaking earlier.
What
Yeah,
happened?
that's classic signs of like mild like a hypoglycemia. Like if your blood sugar gets too low, you will get a headache. You will feel, I mean, just kind of like in the trash can,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
shakiness and jitteriness like that is like textbook first sign. So that's kind of your body telling you like you need at least some kind of nutrients. So it's kind of best to listen to it around that time.
Yeah.
But depends on what you're going for, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Like nowadays, sometimes if I feel like I lightheaded and I'm really hungry, I look at my hand. For me, for some reason, the hand is the final straw. If my hand started shaking, that was like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta eat something
Yeah.
because I'm pretty
That's
sure
alarm.
like I'm gonna pass out soon or something. But yeah, I try to be careful. I mean, I just eat like regular breakfast and then
Okay.
Pretty much, uh, pretty much get the rest for dinner if possible, if I feel like it.
Have you calculated your macros since the
Oh
last
no.
podcast?
Mm-mm.
Motherfucker. I'm gonna hurt
But
you.
but I mean that I guess the
Bro, I'll
okay.
do it for you. It takes like no time at all.
Well, I mean, I was my plan was like I said earlier, no lunch and then 5 a.m. workouts. I also want to like make sure I can keep up with what I want to do. If I want to lose weight,
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no,
I can
yeah,
keep.
no.
I want to see if I can keep up with all that, like so much of that discipline into myself.
Mhm.
Because other than working out every day, I can do that easily.
Yeah,
Working out at 5 a.m. and then that one's like another step to that.
yeah, and then once you have like the consistency of going to the gym down, basically, and you have the consistency of getting up and discipline of getting up in the morning, kicking your own ass, and
Yeah,
then once it's all stepping stones, and then you can go focus on your dietary and nutrition part. Because with you, really getting back into it after I'm not sure how long, you're still it's like you're basically a beginner again,
yeah,
and you're gonna see the results. Even if you're not on a strict diet, you will see the results just because, especially if you can just even if you know that you're eating less than what you normally wouldn't eat, um, then your body's gonna burn that fat, and you're gonna lose weight. And then once you're consistent with the gym routine, calculate your macros, get consistent with just eating healthier food, not
junk
processed
food.
food. Try to stay away from fast food.
Hmm.
I say that, but I had fast food the other day. Had Whataburger last night actually, but that's
And you know
besides.
what?
In my defense, though, so last podcast, about I think it was 2 months ago, from what YouTube said.
Really?
Um,
Wow.
yeah.
I was gonna say last month. Apparently, it's
No,
been a
no.
while.
From what YouTube said, it was 2 months. I'm like, holy shit, all right. And then so I remember talking about how, at one point I was like 168, 167. I didn't
Hmm.
really like it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was too light. I didn't felt too skinny, too small. Well, I'm back to 167, 168. I'm pissed off about it because I've been working out and I've been thinking like, oh yeah, because like my body's I feel like I look bigger.
Yeah.
But I'm back to that weight, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I haven't taken my measurements in a while to see like if my measurements have changed.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
actually surprised that I'm somewhat maintaining. Like, I think last time I checked, I was like 235, and I like when I first before that when I first started working out, I was like at 231. So I lost some weight, and then last week was 239, which is the heaviest out of that one. And then I checked out in this past Sunday, it was like 236, 235. So I'm kind of surprised, like the amount I eat. I'm surprised by the amount I eat, but I'm still managed to maintain, like my weight around the same range, I guess. You
yeah,
know.
so a lot of people, whenever they first start like the fitness journey, they get discouraged by that.
Mhm.
They'll start working out. They'll be lifting heavy, especially if they're bigger.
Mhm.
They'll be lifting heavy. They'll see their weight drop a little bit,
Mhm.
and then just stops and plateaus, and then
Yeah.
then it starts to go back up. But the weight's not going up because of the fat. The weight's
Yeah.
going back up.
It's
It's
muscle.
going back because of the muscle. That muscle's denser, so their
Yeah.
body's going to change. And I was actually talking to one of my I guess you can say clients.
Mhm.
I was talking to him today, and that's his issue right now. What the fuck happened to your screen?
What what happened?
Oh, there you go. Oh no, it was like really like it just like did the whole
Pixelated.
like pixelated. It
You got
was
beamed up.
Oh,
yeah.
my internet's dropping.
Oh no. But yeah, he called me today, and he was like, hey man, he was like, I reached my goal weight. He's like, now I want to start putting on some muscle. Start basically recomping, like recomposition and recomping his body to where he still maintains that sort of bigger because he's not going to be able to lose all of it. There's
Yeah.
just no way, just because of his age.
Mhm.
I mean, it's possible, but he has to put a lot of work in. but he's done it so far. And basically, I told him, hey man, I'm like, it's recomp time. It's basically time to eat like you're dieting, lift like you're bulking, and you're gonna fucking recomp.
Okay.
And especially focusing on your protein macro, making sure you're hitting that protein macro. If you want to raise your protein macro, drop your carbohydrate or your fat macro to really help with that muscle, with the muscles repairing and the recovery. Like it's just like I miss having protein powder. I still haven't bought any. I'm just like I said, I'm like the last podcast I was watching it. I'm like, yeah, still lazy about buying protein powder, but I try to eat it as much as possible. Like I mean,
Yeah.
just for, like literally like right before we started setting up to come in here, like I just finished grilling chicken and we had just finished eating dinner. And it was 6-ounce chicken breast. I took some russet potatoes, cubed them up, baked them, make them all crispy, and
Sounds
then
great.
yeah, and some mixed like in some mixed vegetables. You know, it wasn't like it's a 6 ounces of chicken. You know, chicken breast 6-ounce chicken breast normally has like from what I wrote. I mean, from the research I've been doing, like because I'm not a nutritionist. You know,
Yeah.
I know how to eat semi-healthy.
It's okay.
So-
We're professional, close to being professionals at this point. Let's just say that.
You're right. Shit, all the
We're
shit
not.
I've done, yeah. I feel like it. You
Yeah.
know? And then, so I think it's like 50 something grams of protein in like a 6-ounce
Oh
piece
wow.
of chicken breast.
Yeah.
I think close to 50. I think. So you know that's not bad.
Yeah.
Substantial.
Yeah, you know, like if you can eat 3 of those a day, that's 150 grams of protein just from those pieces of chicken alone.
Okay.
I think that's how I actually got big and gained muscle back when I was just doing calisthenics, because I was eating just chicken breast, rice, and fucking ranch style beans for every goddamn meal. And then my cheat meal was a fucking Totino's fucking party pizza.
Ooh.
So it was just full of fucking calories. Is all
Yeah.
it was.
Also, by the way, before we head over to the next part, I like your hoodie.
Mm.
It's a great hoodie.
Thank you. Linda Feingold is the website. It's really
Alright.
fucking funny. I actually got this. Well, my brother got it in a mystery box they bought from there. And he was like, hey, even though I smoke, he goes, I'm not gonna wear this because I just fucking can't. Because
Yeah.
it's not his kind of. He doesn't like broadcast that he's.
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
true.
So, well, at least he used to back when he got the hoodie, he did. So, he ended up giving it to me. So I was like, fuck
Okay.
yeah, I'll take it. So
Yo,
it's
that's
comfy. I like it. I was either gonna wear this one or I was gonna wear my Wear to Waifu hoodie because I got it from Comic Palooza.
yeah.
When I went
Oh
to
yeah.
Comic Palooza. Dude. Since this is a geek, you know, reviews.
Yeah.
Let me review Comic Palooza in Houston this year.
Perfect. Make me feel jealous. Go for it.
Okay, word. So I bought a scissor blade from Kill la Kill. That's dope.
Oh wow. Okay.
I bought, even though I have like an actual, like legitimate steel replica of the Master Sword, I went ahead and bought a foam one so I could just
Oh, okay.
fight people with it. My brother bought a fucking foam, like legit, like good quality foam Buster blade.
Oh my god.
Dude, I mean, with the fucking notches to where, you know, Cloud and Zach would put it on their back and everything. It was
Holy shit.
legit. $50.
50. Oh my.
They discounted it because they only had 3 left and they were trying to get it off their table because it took up too much room.
Oh, I bet.
So it was like 75. It was like 75, so they dropped it down by $25. So they're like, we only have 3 left. We're just trying to get them off of our fucking either their shelf or their table. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So they got
Yo.
yeah, dude.
That's. Oh, did you just walk around or did you?
Yeah, like I just walked around, bought some stuff, looked at merch. One of my buddies, Todd, he does cosplay, and he's a big cosplay influencer, and he was there for forgot what it was, but he was at Carmick or something like that. He was basically one of the cosplay guys that stands and talks with all the other fellow nerds by all the anime cars and stuff. I mean, he was all cosplay. He was like cosplay as Deku,
Okay.
but like when Deku was in like semi-formal, so he had the dress shirt and the vest on.
And the red boots.
Yeah, so it was really cool, like to see him actually like I've seen his like Instagram post about all of his cosplay stuff and his Facebook post, but I never actually got to see him play like in real life.
Yeah.
So when I got to see it, I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I'm like, "You're doing the damn thing." So if y'all want to get some not podcast, but some cosplay content, follow
There we
Todd
go.
Way.
Todd
Todd
Way.
Way with
On
two
IG.
Y's. Todd Way on Instagram.
All right. Anyway, there's Comic Palooza.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like one of the first 100 people to walk in because that was pretty dope.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was counting how many furries I would see. I only saw 2.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I was sad. I at least thought to see like at least 5. I only saw 2 furries. That sucked. There was a lot of Nezuko's. I'm not surprised, but a lot of Nezuko cosplays.
Yeah, especially with the
And
movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it was surprisingly, which I'm really happy about, there was only like 3 Harley Quinn cosplays.
Okay.
I'm glad that
It's
finally died
not.
out.
Well, with the Suicide Squad is coming out,
Here's
so
the
it's
thing.
just gonna come back on Halloween.
All the girls who did the Harley Quinn cosplays at this Comic Palooza did not do the prior Suicide Squad's Harley.
Okay.
They did either I saw one from the Arkham games Harley.
Oh, best.
I saw one from the original Harley,
Okay.
and I think that, yeah, it was 2 original Harleys, and one of them was like a gothic style, so she had like chains and shit.
Oh,
and, like,
dope.
had a full ass hammer that looked, oh dude, it was dope. I almost creamed my pants. It was great. But yeah. So let's get back to the whole fitness deal.
Fitness, yeah. We
So
can
I know
nerd we can nerd a little bit more later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring Garrett into this now. So last time we talked about my fitness journey and how I kind of got into it. Garrett is also pretty big. Like we work out together all the time. So he has his own kind of fitness journey especially from a condition that he had a few years back, which he'll talk about that. And I'm gonna let him have kind of like the mic real fast, give his fitness journey, and then he'll have some testimonials and some advice on if you beginners are thinking of getting into the performance enhancing part of it all.
Yeah.
He can give you safe.
Okay. Yeah,
advice.
I remember you
real,
mentioned this before.
Yeah, and like an actual real, persons, not a bodybuilder's fucking opinion on it, not a fucking fitness Instagram model's opinion on steroids and fucking performance enhancers, but an actual regular fucking person who is an EMT, like his fucking opinion on it,
All right.
So it's all you, buddy. I'm gonna sit back here.
All right, Mr. Garrett, the floor is all yours.
All right, for sure, man. So, kind of what you were talking about earlier, about how like you can just eat your macros, body needs. A little bit on top of that is you can supplement what your body needs for absolute optimum. Fuck up the whip. Absolute like optimum performance and muscle growth, etc. Outside of what you would normally get in just your what have you diets. So like some of those are going to be like over the counter, some stuff like creatine that'll like increase ATP production within the muscle cells. It'll actually so that's going to turn into energy like on the chemical level, and then going to help you last longer through sets and everything. You'll put up a few more reps per set. Strength definitely goes up. There is a little bit of water retention, creatine mono, but there's so many other forms, or like nitric oxide boosters help, like stuff like that. Next level would be like PEDs or performance enhancing drugs. So that's going to be like that's going to be your classic steroids, just kind of like Test, Deca, Anavar. We have SARMs, very innovative. I'm going to get into those. It's my favorite.
Man, all I know is just steroids. Holy moly, I didn't know there were so many. Holy, I think I lost. Oh, there you go. I lost you guys for a bit there.
Shit, no good. So like whenever that's the same thing with me, dude. Like I just thought, it's just steroids. It's just something they inject either in their ass or fucking leg or something. It's just fucking steroids. Apparently not. So
I don't know.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Like thing is like that's the most common conception. It's like, oh, like they're steroids and like all these are just steroids. Like, but really, um, like we'll get into the pros and cons of each one a bit and just give a little informative purposes. But like it's not always just like that. And
Oh,
oh, I'm gonna shoot it was in my butt once a week, and I'm gonna get
hold on.
strong. Like you really have to put in the work as well. You absolutely have. That is very necessary.
All right, hold on just a moment. You guys are keep cutting in and out, like audio wise. I'm not sure if
Okay,
it's
we're gonna-
like, if it's like,
probably because we kind of got a little far away from the mic.
uh, yeah. Sometimes like there's this thing apparently called RTX voice, or something like that. Like apparently it cancels out like audio every now and then. So I'm not sure if you guys have it. Apparently I can have it, but I don't know how to turn it on or off, whatever. But
Yeah, I'm not sure how that all works either. I think maybe it was because we were kind of far away from the mic.
yeah. All right. Sorry about that. I was just like, you guys kept cutting in and out. That's why.
Oh no, dude, you're good. Yeah, I mean, we gotta, the viewers need to be able to hear us. So
All right.
Where were we cutting out at?
What was after you were? It was like a little bit after I was just like, holy shit, there's a lot of steroids. A little bit further than that. Dude, honestly, my memory is terrible, so I might have to rewatch the whole segment again just to remember what we talked about. But yeah, pretty much yeah, we were talking about the multiple kinds of steroids other than being injected.
So, right. Yeah. So like there's multiple classes. So there's just classic like intramuscular injection steroids, SARMs, and then also
that's
like
right,
a
SARMs.
hormones as well. So steroids are gonna like test like DECA, D-ball, or etc. Into it acts on androgen receptors in the brain and muscle tissue, like causing them to grow. Most of them like mostly closely resemble or like a branch off of like DHT or just testosterone that everybody has. But at these levels that you use in bodybuilding, like in the non-natural sect of bodybuilding, are going to put your body into just such an anabolic state that you will build muscle and like just you can accelerate your fitness journey by like, I mean, just like let's just say a 12-week cycle is realistically you'll in 12 weeks you can put on, depending on how you run it, 20 plus pounds of muscle. Because my last cycle I ran Rad 140 at 30 milligrams every day, and then Ligadrol at 10 milligrams a day. And I mean, you remember, like I was working out with him whenever I went on that cycle, and just it was insane. I went from like 178 up to like
209.
209, and
Holy
like,
shit.
you believe, like 209. Like
yeah,
I was.
cut.
I mean, like I definitely got some. It was insane.
Holy
But,
shit. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I mean, with your regular steroids, like the like injectable ones, you will have so there's something called an anabolic ratio. It's kind of like a mathematical of them anabolically and androgenically. So anabolic side is going to be how like the affinity to build muscle. So oh yeah, that was that. This is about midway through.
Hold on.
Oh, you can see that.
Hey, I'm not sure why it's not doing its thing. It's not. Oh, now can you just not? No. It's fucking. Hold on. Maybe if I lower the. Yeah, there we
There
go.
we go. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Looking
that's-
great.
So we got. I was that was about probably like 8 weeks into to about like a 16-week cycle.
Oh,
That
wow.
one I ran a little bit long, but great results. But so okay, yeah, with steroids you're gonna have a lot of estrogenic side effects. It's kind of like a scale. So if you trick your body into thinking even artificially there's more testosterone on the side, it's gonna try to balance that out by boosting your estrogen level.
Okay.
So you can have mad side effects, and that's the stuff that everybody or stories of like roid rage and mood swings, gyno, man tits, just fucked up hormone levels. So that's all those. So with those, you do have to go into like AIs, anti-estrogens, and then especially a post-cycle therapy I'll talk about later.
Okay.
But the cool thing about SARMs is they're selective androgen receptor modulators. So their ratio is always going to be either as effective or more effective than testosterone, but with almost zero of the negative estrogen effects that's very harmful to your body, increased blood pressure, just problems sleeping, but then the things prior mentioned, is they are very selective in their action, very just like picking on skeletal muscle tissue, bone muscle tissue, will not affect cardiac or prostate, just like some other steroids will. Much mellower on your no. So
The sword
but
becomes
yeah,
a dagger.
yeah, but and so that's what I was saying about tip of the iceberg is like all everybody can down here. There's just a wealth of knowledge
Oh,
about
cutting in
doing
and out
this
again.
stuff.
Ow, why? Because see, like you start to cut in and out too. Like,
I
is
guess
our
I-
video cut? Is our video cutting out too, or just the audio?
No, just the audio.
Yeah, see, like your video starts to get a little pixelated, then like, and your audio will kind of cut sometimes.
That's
So
weird.
I'm not sure if it's the internet connection on one of our sides or what.
Most likely mine.
No.
But I don't understand. I can download. Oh wait, that's me. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now it's all good. Sorry about that. Keeps cutting in
No,
and
you're
out. Want the info?
Right.
It's really educational, actually. Like,
No, dude, it is. Like,
It's like-
I told him that when I told Garrett, I was like, hey, I'm gonna come, because like I went and picked him up yesterday. I was like, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up. We got some lifting to do, and then we have a podcast to do. And he was like, what's the podcast gonna be about? I'm like, whatever you know about.
yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the show. You can geek out about something you're passionate, or inform the people what you know. You know, just geek out, nerd out, educate us, everyone.
And about saying all the science and everything aside, like I mean, just running it. I mean, like it really was great. But like I honestly would suggest being very consistent, already having the base of like knowing exactly knowing what you need post cycle to get your hormones done. You even go down this path. You really have to just like I mean, aside from what I'm saying, just inform
Don't
yourself.
just rely on steroids.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that's what I was
Uh-oh.
gassed up and ready to go, way beyond what you can. This hard work and get your diet right. Really give your body all the fuel it needs, all protein, blocks to really build that muscle. It's not going to be doing its job. Like all that potential energy
Uh-oh. Hold up.
catalyst.
Hold up.
The,
The audio keeps cutting in and out again. I think it is my internet. What is wrong with my internet today? It's really weird. It was like cutting in and out as well in terms of like the audio. I mean the video.
Oh, okay then. Cause I turned I actually like got off my Wi-Fi on my phone to just hopefully think that my Wi-Fi would run better.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
I was fidgeting
have
with
the
my
PC.
hub right now. My connection.
Yeah, and I
it's
have
so
my
far
PC
fine.
like actually hooked up with an Ethernet cable to my
Yeah.
router. So I'm like, why the fuck? So
Yeah, if you don't mind, Garrett, sorry about that. I
Take it from the
mean,
top.
fucking Xfinity, man. God damn it. But anyway, you were talking about like pretty much from like don't rely on steroids part from then on.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so back to that. So like steroids, like there or any kind of PEDs or performance enhancing drugs. All that is throwing fuel on a flame. Like if you throw gas on the ground, it explode.
Mhm.
You have to know your macros, give your body all it needs. Like that way, blocks to actually solidify and actually like turn into muscle all your heart. Let's say if you just have your body primed and ready to go, you're not doing. It's not like you just inject steroids and you just get massive like that. That comes with a lot of hard work, a very solid foundation on supplementation and nutrition, lifting as a whole. You really have to just like really get that down, in my opinion, before you take that next step. That way you can do it safely, effectively. Your body's already primed to pack on all this extra mass and everything. It's well as used to as it can be.
Okay. Damn.
But yeah, of course, just like with anything, just do it safely. Post cycle, you do need to get your testosterone back up. There's a lot of ways to go about that, but You can get it online, but it's like Nolvadex or Clomid, and that just like the scale. It without actually giving you side effects of estrogen, it tells you your body has way too much estrogen, like at the androgen receptor. So it's going to shoot up your luteinizing hormone, free testosterone body into that homeostasis again.
Okay.
So that's just as important if you want to keep your hard-earned gains after a cycle. Just as much work as you have to put into the cycle, you also have to supplement after the cycle to get yourself back on a normal blood serum level.
And
Without that, you're screwed. So
okay, and you only take this like once, right? And for that cycle, or is it like a everyday thing or weekly thing?
well, that completely depends on the compound. Like that's going to depend on the half-life of whatever you are taking. But say so, like with rad, it had like I believe to 32, depending on your metabolism of a half-life. So that is once a day dose. The LD I use that has an 11-hour. So you have to take that morning and at night to have a more constant level.
Okay.
It's really just knowledge in the compounds you're taking, and then of course everything is beginner, intermediate, advanced dose. Do not try to skip up. I really, because you're after you start doing performance enhancer, of course you want to climb that ladder, man. Once you get a taste of life like this, you can't go back down.
Yeah.
So leave yourself room like to grow along with it, because you become 2 or 3 times just as knowledgeable about the compounds as well, and then you can even research safely at higher doses.
I just thought of something really funny in my head whenever you said the sweet life. It reminded me of like the sweet life of Zach and Cody, but I was like, it's the sweet life of Deca and Test.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Oh,
So that was very informational. Like that was a lot of information, honestly. I definitely have to go back to just like recap myself.
Professor Garrett's
dude, talk about it. I used to live with this guy. Like, me and him would sit
there for those.
Yeah, I was. He would literally walk into my room. I'd just be sitting there watching TV. He'd walk in my room with just 2 little like fucking vials. He goes, "This is for now. This is for later." I'm like, "What the?" And then he'll sit there like explain it to me. I'm just like dumbfounded because I'm just like, I just thought.
I thought it was steroids.
I thought it was steroids. Like I was like,
take that steroids?
Yeah, I thought it was steroids, bro. Like what? And then it's fucking crazy. And then it's wild. It's just wild. And then because it's funny because like you also some people get steroid shots for their just actual health.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then so like what's the difference? Like what's the real difference between those two?
Okay, yeah, honestly, so whenever people like or get older or actually just have, you'll get on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, where a physician will actually inject you with androgenous testosterone to kind of get you to like about a normal serum level of what it would but the half-lives and everything.
Yeah.
So whenever they give you the shot, you're going to have a highly anabolic period to get that shot. So like if you are bodybuilding and working out, I mean, there's guys like that are just on TRT and they're 50 and just ripped. So like, I don't know, you can definitely tell the guys, and then you can tell the guys actually use as PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, instead of hormone replacement drug.
Okay.
And that's just going to be dose dependent. And then, so yeah, like testosterone, like from the clinic, you're probably going to get about 150 to 250. No, 250 is too high, but 150 to 200 milligrams a week if it's testosterone cypionate or ethanate. But if you're bodybuilding with it, you'll taper all the way up to 500, and 500 is just like that benchmark number you want to run for a test cycle. Some guys go all 7, 8, just run stuff. But of course, that's not their first cycle. The AI SERMs along with that to combat estrogen, atrophication, checking doing stuff with their liver and kidneys. It's just once you get into that level. Yes, not SARM.
Okay.
SERMs,
okay.
Selective Estrogen Receptor Modulator. And that's that
Okay.
that I was talking about earlier. And so
Catch
that's
that.
all those sides down.
I thought he. What?
Yeah. SARMs is what gets you jacked. SERMs is what lets you keep the gain back cover. I say just those two sides.
So the sweet life of served and song.
Exactly. Service arm.
That's it. That's the swing right there.
Wow. Damn. So much. Everything in this life, so much things to know.
So Garrett, like, since you talked about like how you've done cycle and where did your fitness journey really start?
Man, well, I was an athlete all through high school. I played soccer. I played D1 soccer for like Cypher, like Dynamo, and then also I've done Muay Thai, Judo. Like but then so like that incident or whatever we were talking about earlier. Whenever I really devoted like myself to it, like absolutely for the first time was whenever I got signed in 18 X-ray, like Green Beret contract in the Army. Like finally just go for it and got the Special Forces contract. I would get home from school and like like college at the time, and then just put weights in two backpacks. One, it would rip, so it had to be two backpacks, and then just go running, and then just training every single day. And then when I was off, like training for it, like for Green Beret selection and assessment, we were doing a 5-mile morning PT run. I had a very sharp chest pain, couldn't breathe anymore. Like long story short, pretty much right when it was over, I collapsed, and then turns out I was actually having in 23 years old.
What was that? Your audio cut out like as soon as you said that. Internet knows the information doesn't need to get out. Wait, what was that again?
Yeah, so we were doing a 5-mile morning PT run, and I actually had an MI or a heart attack.
Oh wow!
So right at the end of the 5 miles, I literally collapsed and came over, like was asking if I was okay. I was like, no, I'm not okay. But I was 23 years old, best shape of my life, training every single day, and had a heart attack. I actually. Turns out I had something called left ventricular hypertrophy, which means the left chamber of my heart, just like any muscle, the more you work it, the more it's gonna grow and build. Genetically, my heart was predisposed to, like if you overtrain or over like.
Welcome everybody to the ad read section of this GRP episode. It's not really an ad read. It's just me talking about Path of Exile. Here we go. Path of Exile is an American RPG where players are washed up ashore, starting off with nothing but whatever class they use. So, for example, if you're a ranger, you use bow and arrow. Just a bow. If you're a thief, you use a dagger. Which one, yada yada yada. Anyway, you go through 10 acts of campaign where you get to fight different kinds of bosses, animals, beasts, men, women, demons, gods, and interdimensional beings. Well, after the campaign is where you fight interdimensional beings. Anyway, the skill 3 is amazingly convoluted. There's so much pathways to choose from. You can go starting off with the witch or ranger or thief or whatever, shadow, I guess, and from there you pick your own pathway, building your own class, building your own guide, or you can follow a guide. Actually, plenty of different players have gone through and pretty much tried every possible combination out there. So there's always a guide for a class you want to use, or you can do it alone. If you understand the game mechanics enough, go for it. I am not doing that because apparently I still miss a lot of things every time I play. So anyway, Path of Exile is a game where you will die every single time from a little bitty of a speck of an enemy. But anyway, it's still fun. Like I said, you get to fight all sorts of enemies. It's not a whole lot of repetition. It's still a lot of fun. And, yep, it's available on both Epic Game Store and Steam for free. And it's also available for the Xbox and the PlayStation. Anyway, guys, back to the episode.
This poor thing for just shut down randomly.
Well, back then for me, like I think like a year ago.
Okay, yeah,
Like
because it just
over-
randomly like we started cutting out like video on our side, like it froze, and then like you kind of froze, and then it all just shut down. I'm like, God damn it!
Honestly, I
Luckily,
thought.
you're gonna edit all this.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was my internet. I was like, oh, there it is. Dead. Exactly. I was like, oh, there it is. Great. But yeah. Oh, I accidentally turned off my recording. It's okay.
No, so where exactly were you? What part did you lose us at? What part do you remember?
He was talking about his best performance, like pretty much best shape in his life. Yeah, pretty much. Like a little bit after the he was explaining the condition where his what was it, left side or was it one of the
left side.
Yeah.
It was it's called left ventricular hypertrophy. Meaning just one side of my heart is predisposed to just.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just checking my old recording to see how long it was so I can keep track.
Yeah.
Don't want to hold you guys for too long.
No, you're all good, bro.
All right.
Yeah. So long story short, what happened is actually like over the years of just being active and being healthy, so I that muscle grew larger and included some blood flow out of my heart, and then so when I was at that limit, having the most oxygen demand and blood flow demand on my body, even though the muscle in my heart was huge, it was actually blocking some blood flow out, and then so that's what's causing that issue. And then so I was immediately medically discharged. Had to have open heart surgery a couple weeks later. I actually coded twice during that surgery. One was for just a minute and 37 seconds. The other time was 32 seconds. Coded meaning like they lost me afterwards for for a little bit. So it was, it was definitely a life altering experience. Afterwards, within 2 weeks time, I went from literally being pretty much being in the top tier fighting force of the U.S. military. To not being able to even reach for the hospital remote, which was right there. It was just right there, but it just so much pain. It was just crazy. So of course, just that takes a huge hit physically and mentally. And then so of course, physical therapy took forever. I dropped so much weight. I just basically was starting over again. It felt hopeless. I felt like on bench, I felt like my chest was gonna pop open or some shit. So
damn, that
but yeah,
sucks.
and so really just getting back in the swing of everything again. Just doing it safely, performance enhanced, PEDs have really helped me get back the years of hard work that I had put in prior. Just as much hard work, but a lot more rapidly than it would have taken me with just such a physical toll to get back to above average shape again.
Okay.
So
damn.
Yeah.
That's a story.
Fucking.
Wow, it was pretty crazy, and so
That is
now I'm
crazy.
an EMT. So I really want to become a flight paramedic, which is going to be pretty much almost the closest thing I could have been doing in the military that I wanted to at the time, except without guns, unfortunately. That kind of goes against a few policies here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, might as well be part of the Marine, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a crazy story. Wow, I guess there is such a thing called working out too much. Damn.
Yeah.
You. I guess actually he can go. I guess if he's not single, but if he was single, he could go up to a woman and be like, "Girl, my heart was so big it tried to kill me once." And maybe he might get laid from that.
Man.
Hey man, if it works, right? If it works,
It never worked, bro.
One time, that's all that counts, man.
it only needs once. It only has to work once. That's hilarious. That's great. Wow, that's great pickup line crazy story behind it. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh
It
my
was
god.
it was a journey, that's for sure. But,
Yes. So after that, like you said, you pretty much just use PEDs to pretty much help you get back to what you had, at least like a little bit above average.
oh man, like I was I don't know. I actually got in the best shape of my life during my last cycle that I was living with this guy here at the time. Geez, I don't know, like it was a very very well put together cycle. I think I mentioned the dosage of RAD and LED or LGD 4033 earlier. But man, those two compounds really were a symphony together. You really just got
He actually
just,
had legs.
oh yeah, you got like the really just dry like striations of like the RAD, but then also just like the very broad and just more of like a more of a dirty bulk. But in steroid terms, that means water retention. So that makes you puffy but huge. But so you had the best of being huge while also being cut. So no, it'll definitely take you to and beyond what you're trying to achieve. So, but again, that's everyone's personal decision. I'm not telling anyone to go and take all the steroids or
This
stuff
is
like
I
information.
don't take steroids.
Um,
I'm natty. I don't take steroids. I'm not. It's not that
I plead the fifth.
Right. It's not that I have anything against them. I don't have anything against them. I just personally, man, not my thing.
Yeah, that's everybody's thing. And
I've
that's
thought
that's
about it.
just
I've
fine.
told, dude. I've thought. All the dude. I was like, with the way that I train, if I took steroids, I'd be a whole other different monster, dude. Like I would.
Be an
at least
actual
I feel
Viking.
like, yeah, right. At least I'd feel like it. You know, like I feel like I'd just be one of those fucking berserkers just walking around. What's up, motherfuckers? I go fight a fucking bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an animal.
An animal.
The moose mode.
Yeah.
Moose mode, right?
Yeah.
Go moose mode and take down a fucking bear. No, I want to go bear mode. That's my goal. Like I want to get I think my next route with fitness, personally,
That's
So
that's
I've
a
done
good thing. Yeah.
What's
Like the next plan, pretty much the
Yeah.
future of your journey, I guess.
yeah. So like the future of my journey, man. Like so I did the whole. Like so, when I first started fitness, I did like 2017 when I first started working at a gym and really focus on fitness. I just focused on losing weight, you know, because I felt at my heaviest, I felt really heavy, and so I just started. My first goal was just lose weight and just look better, and then kind of get back to kind of what I looked like back in like 2014, 15, and then. After that, I found how to become a modern Viking, started bulking a lot, got bigger, and I think now I'm just. Whoops. My bad.
What was that?
Yeah. No, right now my printer just fell.
Oh shit.
Whoops. No, it's okay. It's because of the shelf and how the shelf is built. I'll fix it later. It's not a big deal.
Pick
But
the
yeah,
tables.
so like basically like my next this is why I thought about I've low key thought about taking steroids. It's a little bit. Because my next adventure is just aesthetics. Like I just really want to focus on aesthetics. I just want to take my shirt off and just be sexy naked. But I don't want like crazy cut abs. That's the one thing I've never been a huge fan of me personally having crazy cut abs. Like washboard abs. I just don't want them. Don't care for them.
It's really hard to get perfect abs
and
a bulky big like upper physique
without taking
it's
steroids.
not without taking
Steroids.
anything.
Yeah, without taking steroids, it's hard to do that. So but so that's why I think that's gonna be my next journey is just kind of try to be aesthetically just good looking as I possibly can for being trying to do it naturally. Not even really just taking any actual supplements like protein or creatine or even really pre-workouts, just kind of going in there, maybe having an energy drink beforehand, going in there and really just kind of toughing it out mentally.
Okay. What about you, Garrett?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm actually I've been off cycle for a good while now. So this is me just on natural testosterone boosters you can buy over the counter that doesn't really mess with. It's not artificial hormones. I'm talking like testis tribulus and D-aspartic acid. They'll just help your body make more testosterone. It's something you can use in in between cycles. But I actually already have all the compounds for my next cycle. I'm actually going to be starting that here probably within the next 2 weeks coming up. I'm just ironing out a few details. I really want to get my next one's going to be more of a recomp cycle.
Okay.
So I'm really trying to drop some of that quarantine weight. I think we're all feeling a little bit over the past year. So
Yeah.
so I'm really trying to lean out again. Definitely just bulk up a little bit, but really just lose a lot of body fat and recomp. So I'll be running rad is my favorite compound. There's so many others. Y'all can just go out there, research those bullet points I was talking about earlier. But rad's honestly, that's the golden goose right there of SARMs. So I'm running that one, and then I'll probably be stacking that with a compound called YK11. It's another new SARM, extremely effective, and it can kind of be used however you'd like it to. Very versatile depending on dosage and nutrition and the type of workouts, etc. So that's gonna be my next step.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you first started doing this, where did you do your research? Is it just is there a reliable source that anyone can visit just in case they wanna double check or make sure that it's not just from a person's point of view. It's
they will
more
do their own research on
yeah,
it.
exactly. This is at this point it's just everything's public opinion. But
Yeah. So there are endless sources, and again, really just how deep you want to go, how many you actually click on. They all pretty much really do say the same thing. But I can't really point to one. But if you're really trying to honestly, the best way to get stuff and actually learn is going to it's gonna sound dumb. But going to Reddit and bodybuilding.com and reading some forums, getting actual people's cycle logs, what happened to them at what dosages, having people ask questions along the way, and then really just putting together a lot of personal testimony. Because of course, there are actual clinical research if you want actual nanograms per deciliter. If you want real science shit, it's out there as well. But if you really want to just learn how they work and how to safely run yours, I like just going on the forums, getting everyone's opinions. Of course, there's a few bad ones, but the consensus of a lot of people who have been doing it for a long time, that is a wealth of knowledge that you really shouldn't just ignore.
Okay.
So I say that, and then of course I've been working at Planet Fitness for over 2 years at this point, alongside my EMS job, and then so you just network and run into a lot of people. I've been a lot of guys who have been like Paul, professional bodybuilders who have spent their entire life doing stuff like this, and really just learning from people who have been there before you, and just taking their experience, adding your own knowledge and research to it, and really just optimizing it for your own goals and benefits.
Yeah. Because how old was Paul?
Bro, Paul was motherfucker was pushing 50. I think he actually. Was it 50 or 45? I don't know. He was up there, but he was
fucking
to this day one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in real life. Yeah.
It was funny because he was fucking so he'd come into the gym, right? And this big old fucking dude.
That fanny pack.
Fucking big old dude. Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
This dude would come in and fucking Jesus sandals. And since they were technically closed-toed shoes, we allowed it.
Yeah.
And he'd come in and he'd be fucking leg pressing 5 plates on each side with fucking sandals on. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's what he did, man. And no one said anything. No one was gonna tell him.
He's doing something right. He looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna say shit.
Clearly, it's a fanny pack.
Yeah, right. And the fanny pack. And then the funniest thing ever is whenever he'd always come in smelling like straight fucking dank. Because he would his pre-workout. He would sit in his truck and just smoke, and then he'd come in, and on multiple occasions he wouldn't finish the joint and just hand it to me or Garrett and be like, "Hey, that's for you guys."
Yep.
All the time. He used to call us the Barbarian Brothers,
because
we were always working out together. and I was really going for the Viking aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to that, but it's taking a little bit for my hair to grow.
Mm.
So since I cut it last year, but it's I mean it's
It's
getting
getting
there.
it's
It's
getting
getting
there.
there. It's definitely longer than what it was 2 months ago.
Getting those Goldilocks coming down.
Hey, actually, fuck you. That was actually my nickname in ROTC was Goldilocks
I'm doing it for a reason.
because okay, so in freshman year, before like actual freshman year started, like 2 weeks before school started, anybody who was taking ROTC, me, um, had to do like a 2 week like boot camp. Not only boot camp, like go there, learn some shit, learn a little bit. They kind of like tested you in a sense. 2 weeks prior, it's basically kind of like how people had football practice.
Yeah.
You know, like they started practice like a
Yeah.
couple weeks before school started. It's kind of like that for us too. Um, so but I didn't have to cut my hair because I had long hair. I kind of like had hair a little bit longer than before I cut it for ROTC because they weren't gonna make me cut it, you know, because they couldn't kick me out of the class, you
Yeah.
know. But like the sergeant and the captain just fucking drilled it into my head. They're like, you need to cut your hair. And Sergeant Whitaker like called me Goldilocks all throughout that 2 weeks because of my hair, and I'm just like, you motherfucker. And then just to fucking spite him and like kind of like I took the power away from his joke is when I did cut my hair. I fucking bleached blonde it, like I fucking bleached it. And I was like, I'm like, now what are you gonna fucking call me? Like, it's because like I gave him like, I took away his power of calling me Goldilocks, and I'm like, I embraced it because I was like, I may not have the locks, bitch, but I'm fucking gold.
Still the Goldie.
Yeah, right.
Goldie no locks.
Oh man.
That's great.
So what's your you know, besides for you just losing weight, you know, what's your next step with fitness?
For now, like maintaining, see if I can do
Maintaining.
that. Future wise, maybe try to get back to my pre-quarantined, as Garrett, as Sir Garrett would say. You know, our pre-quarantine weight. You know, definitely want to go back to that one. I feel like that was like in terms of and that was like before I learned like started doing different like my routine before COVID was like simple. It helps me get through, maintain and such. But with August coming up, I want to see if I can add more to my discipline then, because back then I would have lunch but tiny, like I won't say tiny amount for dinner, but little little amounts of dinner. Like I'll have like probably an apple and a banana for dinner, and
Yeah.
then that's pretty much where I, for the, because I remember like when you sleep, your body di- I want to say digest or something, or pretty much like pretty much digest the entirety of your dinner while you sleep. So overnight you gain weight and such. So I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah.
So
Your base metabolic rate, like the amount of calories you burn, just sitting here, just existing, that's called your base metabolic rate. That goes way down whenever you're asleep because your body is extremely less active. There's way less demand on it. So you're burning, like you're not using that energy that is currently being supplied to your body. So sometimes your body will store that said energy as fat, and then it actually peristalsis, the movement of the intestines, and all of that whole process slows down as well. So it's not even as properly or entirely, let's say like broken down, I guess. Yeah,
yeah.
and absorbed into your body.
Okay, so
So
I guess I kind of turned myself around here when I said it, not eat a lot at dinner, but then I said digest everything and all that. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah. So
like it stores more fat at night since, like you said, it wasn't really using much. So that's why
yeah,
I want to say like that's why I kind of stop eating a whole lot. A couple of fruits here and there, and then just let my body uh, store as little as it can do because I have a lot of reserve. You know,
Got some gas in the tank. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of gas. You know, I don't need more gas in my tank.
Up is on full.
Precisely, you know, like maybe like I said, maybe start redoing that next month or this upcoming August, and see if I can not just lose weight and get to my weight goal, but pretty much see if I can continue that. Like if I can gain that discipline throughout the month, you know. Sure, I'll probably on September I'll probably like, yeah, I did it in August. I don't need to do it right away, or I don't need to do it every day or such. You know, probably every other day I'll do it. But I want to get that kind of mentality when it comes to plus different ways to work out as well, different consistencies, different amounts of set, different weight classes. See if I can keep up with that as well, alongside with the whole shebang.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely a domino effect. Once you find your niche or
Mhm.
like your routine and what your body likes, it'll really just become more of a lifestyle. And then it's not even really a routine anymore. It's just part of what you do. It's
Mhm.
part of like who you are. So like, but yeah, in the
A
beginning,
lifestyle.
it's a lifestyle. But yeah, in the beginning, getting like becoming that is a little difficult. But then it becomes
Yeah.
more than routine before you even really realize it.
Mhm.
So, but yes, consistency is definitely key to all that. So,
Speaking of consistency, this is the question I thought of after Carl texted me earlier about questions, and I was like, I don't remember any of them. I literally, as I was driving home, I was like, oh yeah, I could ask that question. So anyway, the question is, speaking of consistency, uh, in terms of consistency, oh man, I've said that word one too many times within this past minute. And speaking of which, does it need to be like the same routine every week, the same type of exercise, same type of workout, or does it just need to be like, as long as you do this, like let's say what I do is Tuesdays through Thursdays, as long as you keep doing that on your specific days, you know, you'll pretty much improve over time. Or does it have to be, all right, so this week I did this arrangement, so let's say chest, arms, legs, back, yada yada yada, then the following week I decide to switch it all around? Or do I have to stay in a specific the same order as the week before in order to reach that consistency, if you catch what I'm saying?
Yeah, so when it comes to the consistency and the different exercises, so obviously there are only so many exercises,
Mm-hmm.
that you can do for certain muscle groups.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to find other exercises, they're making up new exercises along the way as long as they're safe. Um the major ones you want to focus on are on your major compounds. Like there's so like basically like if but this is coming from like an athletic standpoint. There are certain PR like a personal record.
Yeah.
I hit a PR. I'll say it was last week. I think no, week before last. I hit a personal PR of I did 110 on overhead press, which me having shoulder issues is a fucking miracle. I did it for 4 reps, and to me, that's to some people that's not a big thing. To
Yeah.
me, having shoulder injuries, to me it felt good
Yeah.
that I was able to do that. So the consistency just really comes down to what your goal is. The exercises will also come down to what your goal is. Like, there are some fitness influencers and personal trainers online that just tell you to focus on these certain exercises to, change your physique and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. It just depends on what your goal is. Like if you're trying to get stronger, if your goal is to get stronger, to lift heavier weights, and you don't care how you really look, then you're gonna fucking be in there pushing heavy like 5x5s,
switch it.
full body compound 5x5s. You're in there, bench pressing for a long time, and then you're gonna and then it's just that's what you're going for. If you're going for aesthetics, you're still gonna be bench pressing.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be hitting PRs, but you're
Progressive
not.
overload. is very important as well.
Yeah. Progressive overload. You never want to like you know if you say okay, so like today, me and Garrett worked out today. Also, one way of keeping consistent, a notebook,
A
little
notebook.
note.
Oh yeah,
And
that's right. Yeah.
I write
Old
down
school.
because you could. I always kick it old school, man. I can't do the
Phone.
fucking phone thing, dude. I can't do it. I have to write it down. And people look at me so weird, man. Sometimes I'm writing down there, what? I'm like, bitch, I don't like using my phone half the time. Like I use it for music. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
then,
I remember I
yeah.
had a notebook like a few years ago. My buddy gave me one. I mean, I tried, didn't have the
Yeah.
discipline then, so I didn't really use it. I used it for something else. Actually, I found out it was flipped over too. It was like I was writing upside down backwards,
Oh shit.
like from the back. I was like, oh,
Jesus, what the fuck? Oh, so
Yeah.
you're right from the backside. Like
yeah,
a
backside and like upside down. So I was just like, I opened it. I was like, man, this book is weird. I look back. I was like, I'm the weird one. There's the front page. It clearly,
right?
like, it's obvious. It's the front page too.
Were you secretly writing a manga right here? Whatever you're doing.
I probably, I don't know. Back.
So like today, just to get back on the progressive overload thing, like today we were doing a rowing machine. It's a hammer strength rowing machine. I thoroughly enjoy it because you can do it unilateral, meaning you can do one hand at a time. And so like today I did 85 on each side. Like I was pulling 85 with each arm, rowing, and I did it for 10 reps. I'm gonna do that again next week. And then whenever I can knock out 12 to 13 reps of that 85, easy peasy, I'm gonna up my weight. Or
Okay.
I'm gonna up my weight by 10 pounds, 5 pounds. You want to either be increasing the weight or the reps you're doing
Yeah, one of the two.
at that weight.
Okay.
Because if you can't get up in weight, but you can get up in reps, you will eventually be able to get up in weight.
Okay. Yeah,
'Cause
this
your
pretty.
bo-
I'm sorry. Finish.
No, because your body's basically because you're gonna be pushing your body so much it's like, oh, it's gonna be a reaction. I have to build muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you have to force it to grow.
You have to force
Yeah.
exactly. You have to force it to
Force
grow.
it to change.
Like when so Callum von Monger, he's a okay, whatever. Yeah, Callum von Monger, whatever. Yeah, him. he like I watched one of his I watched some stuff about him on YouTube a few weeks back, and after one of his injuries, after like major injuries.
Oh, was that the guy who tore his bicep? Yeah.
And so after one of his, he's like, well, I can't do upper body. I'm just gonna do legs. He's like, I'm gonna be in here abs every day. I'm gonna make them fuckers to grow.
Yeah.
Like and that's basically what happens. Like if it's a reaction. Your body's gonna do it regardless. It's gonna either get stronger because it has to build. It's gonna build the muscles to get stronger, and then that's why you see these guys who are fucking like Grego Gallagher is one of the guys that I can use as an example. Last time I saw him post about his weight, I think he was at like 180, but the dude's shoulder pressing 120s on each side, 120 dumbbell on each side at 180 and weight at 180. That's fucking incredible.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to the way you train, the consistency, and what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think on most of his programs, you're only working at like 3 days a week, from what I've been reading.
Okay.
And like his programs focus on certain muscle groups to increase. If you want to be aesthetically pleasing, go and strong as shit in the fucking process. You're not trying to be a bodybuilder. You're just trying to look good naked. Fucking buy one of his programs because fucking the testimonials and the fucking results, they speak for themselves, dude.
Okay.
I've seen this guy here. I'll fucking show you on fucking Instagram.
Fucking saying the same thing means it's good. That's what I was talking about earlier about just getting listen to what people say, get their testimonials on cycles and everything, and really just learn or take the advice of pretty much everyone who's already done that.
So this guy
Yeah.
is, and now I don't know if this guy's took steroids while he's on Greg's programs or not. Just but by fucking the result, you're like, holy shit, this guy has to be on steroids. But I don't know, he probably isn't. Knowing, because Grego Gallagher's whole thing with Kino Body is going natural, going natty, not taking steroids. But look at this fucking guy. 5 months on a Kino Body program, dude. 5 months. Five fucking months,
What the
dog.
fuck? That look
Five
okay.
fucking months.
That looks like he just straight up took up steroids, or
That's what it looks like, right? But
Yeah.
I don't believe so, because that's what Greg's like whole things about is like not taking steroids. So I'm pretty sure he wouldn't post someone's result. But then again, he probably doesn't know if that dude took steroids. But that was one
Yeah.
of the results of someone using Greg's programs. When I first got back into lifting, I was watching some stuff about Greg, and like he's like, oh, you really want to build a nice upper chest to, it really helps you with that V taper, building the wide shoulder taper down to your waist and
Yeah.
shit. So I was kind of like watching his shit, and like before I really started diving into like the actual, before I got certified and went to the courses and everything, really dove into it.
Mhm.
I was just learning from people on YouTube.
Okay.
But now, because like I was learning from him, and then I did the whole modern Viking thing, and the modern Viking thing got me strong and got me big, but now I want to go back to my aesthetically, like I want to look aesthetically pleasing and
Mhm.
recomp basically. Um, I think I'm gonna lean towards more of a Kino Body style routine and be consistently, but I mean I'm consistent right now with 3 days lifting a week. Just
Okay.
because I find that I'm the most consistent if I'm lifting 3 to 4 days a week,
Mhm.
just with my job and everything. So really, it's all based on your lifestyle.
Yeah. So if you keep the intensity up as well, like I mean, you can work out this like 3 days a week and make it just as good as if you're going in 5 days. Depends on if you hit all your groups. Let's say like do all your compound lifts, ISOs, and
Like
keep that intensity up.
like today, we did chest and back today.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow we're gonna do shoulders and arms if my shoulder is up to it, because I fucked up my shoulder today.
I feel that. Yep. Mhm.
We're
I've
going
been
heavy.
there.
Yeah, I went a little too heavy and I fucked up.
For me, I just straight up
I
bad posture, I guess.
I I just I let the ego take over a little bit, and I was like, I got this. I didn't have that. So
Hey, you racked like it racked.
it racked. I put it back on the rack. I racked it back up, but I fucked up my shoulder. So I mean, I came home, put a heating pad on it. I'm still kind of sore. I'm stretching it out, seeing if that's the. But like today's chest and back, tomorrow's arms and shoulders, and then we have legs and abs
Yeah.
on Thursday. So, and like with Garrett being an EMT, like legs are important.
Yeah.
That posterior
A
chain's
lot.
fucking
Yeah. A lot of
super
walking and a
important.
lot of carrying.
all day.
Mhm.
Like me, I'm just a fucking shift manager for a pet store, bro.
I
Like
walk around the lab.
You're right, you walk in the lab. So, you know, it's basically all about, what you want out of fitness is what's your route. Like, if right now you just want to maintain, build a consistent routine, then take that next step, build a consistent diet, and then you're gonna start seeing results.
Okay. Okay.
Just it's all baby steps, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like me, it's funny because when I found the Modern Viking book in like 2018, I I was using hate as like a fuel for my like gym. Like I would like oh I hate the way I look, like,
Mhm.
or I hate the way I feel, but I felt that way because of the way I looked. So like that's what I use as fuel. Like the spite. I guess not with spite, but like the hate towards the way I looked,
Mhm.
and it was a negative way of looking at it. And then so I had to eventually find a positive way of looking. But you know what? I don't hate the way I look because I know that I can improve.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go in there just to blow off pressure and everything, like after
A long
you,
shift.
like yeah, I would say you learn to love it like over time. I don't know.
I honestly, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, for me, back when I first started, I was like, all right, back to the gym. Woo! Now it's just like, yeah, finally, quarantine.
Like,
You
yeah,
know,
back in a whole
gym's
different.
open again. Sure, I gotta reserve every day, but at least
Hey,
I'm back at it.
it's something, especially and if you're reserving, I wonder I wonder how many people they allow in there at a time. Is it just one person?
20. Oh wait, what do you mean?
20?
Yeah, 20 max. And
Okay, so 20 people at a time can reserve that same time.
yeah, but
Oh, okay,
honestly, I don't think anyone counts. There was
oh,
one day it
yeah,
was
no,
so
they
packed.
don't give a fuck anymore, bro. They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
they don't care.
yeah,
They're gonna go by what they're told to do. They don't care.
yeah. Like one day I walked in and I was just like, where did everyone come from? You know, last week it wasn't like this. I was like, yeah, I
It's
was
a
just
bit.
working out. Then someone's like, hey, how many sets you got? Like, oh, it's like, I'm so sorry, man. I just started. I was like, I feel bad. I was like, oh my gosh, so many people. Like,
Right.
you just see, for a small gym, of course there will be people just like looking on, seeing what's available, what's open, because there's still some machines that are closed, well, cardio machines anyway. So yeah,
Oh,
it
because
was.
they're so close together.
Social distancing.
Now it doesn't care. Like all of them are open,
No,
all of them
wow.
are on. All of them are available now. But yeah, it's like it was crazy for me. I was just like, this is the most people I've seen in a gym. But hilariously enough, that was the only time where it was really busy. It's like that one day.
I feel like it's gonna be like for your little neighborhood, small like them. I feel like it's gonna be how the New Year. Everyone's gonna go hard because they you can go back to the neighborhood gym, work out, go hard. They're gonna go hard for like a month. And,
Yeah.
Learning me.
yeah.
Yeah, I work out. That was
You
me
see-
with the 5 a.m. thing. I was like, yeah, I wake up at 5 to work out. Yeah. Then I was
Yeah.
like, nah,
And that's another
5
thing,
a.m. is
man.
not for me.
When it comes to fitness journeys, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah.
You will burn that whole new year, new me fucking squad of people, dude. Like working for a gym for 3 years, I know. I saw I thought people would just make fun of them on the internet because it was funny. Oh no, it was fucking facts, dude. They would go ham and hard. We'd have people in there like, yeah, it's new year, new me, or they'd be the new year, new me.
Those are the people, yeah, who some
read
who
'em.
stay and they're serious about it. You can always, I don't know, man. Like just like you said, working there for long enough, and I'll see you for a month.
Yeah.
Others you'll see for years.
Mhm.
It's just dedication and
All
Yeah.
that is.
That would have been me like probably 4 years ago. No. Yeah, 4 years ago. Because 4 years ago was when I was like, you know what? I don't have school, I don't have work. Might as well see, if I could at least work out a little bit. Then at first it was just like 30 minutes of cardio. Then I was like, you know what? 30 minutes of,
Are you
strength.
still doing 3 minutes of cardio now?
Uh, no. I try. I want. I've always told myself, do at least 3 minutes, even though that's not as good. It's
Yeah.
3 minutes. If I really want to do cardio, 5 minutes, then the rest of the time is like workout. But I get there at 6:15, 6:20, so I don't like. I want to, I guess, use up as much as my time.
If possible.
Yeah. So
When do you have to be at work? Like when do you like leave the gym to get ready for work or whatever?
okay.
Do
So
you-
I wake up at 5. Um, I eat breakfast at 6:30, and I drive for an hour from like in between 6:40 to 6:45 to like 7 sometime past 7:30. So yeah, I work all the way in Texas City.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
dude.
2 hours of my life, like everyday life, is just me driving.
yep.
Like I said, I sleep during my lunch break.
yeah.
That explains it. Yeah.
No, I get that, man. Because like when I lived in and I worked at the Planet Fitness in Jersey Village, it was an hour drive every morning, and I was up at 4:30 out of my house by 5, and I was at work by 6 o'clock,
Damn.
clocking in at like 6:01,
Mhm.
and then I was there till 1:30. I got off at 1:30. I was already there, so it worked out. You know,
Yeah.
I got up 1:30, brought my clothes, changed, worked out, left the gym at 4 p.m. usually. My workouts were pretty long. But I was only working out 3 days a week, so I made them count. I
Yeah.
still only work out 3 days a week, and I make them count. Like I'm more consistent on a 3 day a week program than anything because I love a long workout session. I can't.
Yeah.
I think I've only done like an hour workout session once, and when I got home, I was like, I didn't. I felt like I did nothing. Like if I don't leave the gym like about to fucking fall over
Debilitated,
from my
physically
exhaustion,
handicapped, actually. Like,
I don't.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
one wrong way to kind of look at it because
yeah.
a lot of people say that way like, oh, if I'm not sore the next day, I didn't do anything. I'm like, no, you probably did do something. You probably
Yeah.
did do something beneficial from your body. You most 9 out of 10 times you did something beneficial for your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
Like,
guys said before, like intensity. Like for me nowadays, like I said, I get to the gym, my neighborhood gym, like 6:15, 6:20. So I want to use up as much as my time. So I'll do like high intensity stuff, you
if you
know,
want to really,
but
if
not
you
like three reps, like no
Mhm.
3 sets, 3 to 4 sets if I can, like a little bit heavier weight,
Mhm.
like see if I can do it and such. Test out the waters. Then next time I do it again, that's when I'm more comfortable. See if I can do it again all like throughout. Like pretty much be consistent with that. But yeah, like I said, it's just like depending on how much time I have. But I did. I went to work out with a friend once. It took us like 2 to 3 hours to finish,
that's
and
a long.
it didn't even
Yeah.
it didn't even feel like that much amount. I thought it was just like an hour and a half. Every time I look at my watch, I was like, oh my god, it's already like this time. It
Yeah.
felt like we just got here. We were already doing all this. So yeah, it's crazy like how much of a difference from like a 45-minute workout to an hour to like 2 to 3 hours
Yeah.
of working out.
Yeah, intensity, like I mean, heck, if we're really trying to like, if we're trying to bust it, we could be dying in an hour if we really try. And like,
I don't want
so
to.
like we'll time our some like if
We time our rest
we'll time our rest periods for like optimal like and like nitrogen like retention recovery between sets. That way we can optimize the sets. But I mean, if we really wanted to, you can fit that much time into an hour. You just might not push the same load,
You're not gonna
but
get
your
the same
intensity,
volume.
yeah, your
Yeah.
volume,
Your intensity is gonna be there, but that volume
Okay.
same because you're not having adequate rest in
Mhm.
between your sets. So like you can get in there for an hour. Okay, so when I was getting off work at like 1:30 and working out for like 3 fucking hours, I was taking my time with my rest periods. I was resting like 2 to 3 minutes of fucking rest period. And
Yeah.
my actual working time when I was actually on the bench, or I was either on the bench or I was rowing or deadlifting, my actual working set time was maybe a minute, maybe not even. It was, but I would be resting for way longer. And then compared to, um, okay, so on the modern Viking routine, we had our winter season
Mhm.
and our raiding season. Our winter season was basically our bulking season. Our raiding season, and when I was bulking, I was in there for 3 hours, basically resting, 3 minutes in between fucking sets, hitting 5x5s, kicking my own ass with heavy weights, and I felt fulfilled. I left after 3 hours. I felt good. I was fucking tired, I was
Yeah.
exhausted, but I felt good, and then I try to do that same workout in an hour. And dude, I left feeling tired and exhausted, but it was a different feeling because I didn't feel like I had done what I felt like I could really push myself to do because I only had a certain amount. And that's what I hated. Like, so if you really have only a certain amount of time, really find out how to make sure that you're to where you feel fulfilled with your work. Leave feeling.
Yeah. Usually my rest periods in between is just like I tried to keep it as short because sometimes I feel like as soon as I finish and like I said,
Muscle group, yeah, definitely keep them short and certain
yeah,
exercises. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're doing single, single joint movement exercises, like cable flies or dumbbell flies, you can keep that rest period between 30 seconds to a minute, and you'll be fucking fine.
mm,
Yeah.
But if you're doing bench pressing and you're benching heavy, and you're thinking about resting 60 seconds and getting out the same rep, or having enough energy to do, and not possibly hurt yourself, fucking no.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good. That's a good point, man. Because like compound lift, you're using compounding muscle groups to push this weight. More muscle used, more recovery or time in between sets. If you're doing an ISO lift, one muscle, less recovery time. So you can kind of, I mean, base it around there to gauge your.
like whenever
So
I do arm workouts, like if I'm just doing an arm workout, that shit goes by super fast.
yeah,
One, I'm not doing super heavy weight on my arms, so I can actually take, because that's just, they're a smaller muscle group.
mm-hmm.
They're small, the muscle size is just smaller, so you don't have to beat it up like you would your chest or your legs and your back. So you could sit there, do, your 8 to 12 rep range, rest, 30 to 45 seconds,
shake it out a little bit.
shake it out a little bit, and then go right back to it and still get the same amount of reps. Still, you can possibly go to your failure and then go to your actual, not technical failure, but I forgot how it's talked about. I think that there's mechanical failure and technical failure. It's really weird. It's another fitness person was talking about it in one of their videos or blogs, I guess,
Mm.
and I was really intrigued by it. So I'll
Okay.
look more into that, and we'll talk about that next time. The
All right.
mechanical.
Yeah,
Technical.
I was just like checking the time. We're currently at
Yeah, no, yeah,
one and a
yeah.
half hours at the
Yeah,
moment. Like I earlier I
like my
accidentally turned off my recording and now I looked back. I was like 46 minutes on this one. So we're currently at like sitting at pretty much 1 hour, like an hour and 90 minutes at this point. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, but you're gonna have to edit some of those parts, because of
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's okay.
Like that.
My
I
girlfriend literally just texted me, and she's like, "Are y'all done with like?" She's in the living room
Yeah.
watching TV, and we're supposed to start jujitsu here because he hasn't.
Oh, okay.
So we're
Jiu-jitsu.
gonna.
Wow.
I haven't finished it. Like I'm like halfway through, so I'm just gonna start over. I don't care.
Okay.
So
So here's a little quick little question for you, Carl. How's the new PC?
it's good, man. I like it. It's fun. I'm mainly playing WoW, like I told, like I said I was
Surprise.
gonna be. Mainly playing WoW. I play League with times. Sometimes I'll play by myself. Not really. Still kind of getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
If I do play, I main Olaf. I top lane him though, even though he's a jungler or meant to be a jungler. I top lane him because it's fun.
Yeah.
Because some people don't know how to fucking act. So, and then I'm thinking honestly, if I can use my work, if I can work out, if I can, what I want to do with my body fulfilled, I'm gonna cosplay as Olaf for the next convention next
Hey,
year.
there we go.
My
There we
hair will
go.
be long
That's
enough.
cool.
Like my hair
It's
will
just
be
a
long enough for
carrot.
it.
Now,
Oh yeah,
everyone thinks it's a
call
frozen
me
guy now.
Olaf from League of Legends.
So, I mean,
So
since you play WoW, have you ever heard of Path of Exile? I tell this to everyone who plays like an RPG game. It's like,
yourselves, I've heard of it.
yeah. Have you tried it or thinking of
Mhm.
trying it? No.
I haven't tried it yet. No, is it okay? Is it free to play or is it?
Yeah, it's free to play.
Okay.
It's straight up free to play. All you have to do is go through the most boring 10 acts of a campaign, and then the literally the late game of like pretty much the after campaign, post campaign stuff is so
Mhm.
fun. But it's just that
Okay, yeah.
like
I'll look into it.
especially the first half of that campaign, because the first half is just you getting your equipment, and then the second half is just like you trying to set up your equipment. You know, like trying to set
Like,
up your gems and such. But
'cause I
yeah,
see in your Discord server, like I see the Like, yeah, Path of Exile
Yeah.
on update, the Phasmo fan. I'm thinking it's Phasmo fan too. What are the? Yeah.
What was it? Phasmophobia. Fun
Yeah,
game
Phasmophobia. Yeah.
with
Like
friends,
my
of course.
girlfriend plays like Dead by Daylight and all that stuff. So
It's like that, but you can't control the ghost or the enemy pretty much. But it can kill you like randomly too. So it's fun. And it has VR mode, so if you guys have VR, it's
that sounds terrifying.
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
even just like regular PC, like a regular monitor is like fucking scary enough. Like there'll be times I'll be like,
Like right, and you're like looking around your room like, is this fucking real?
I was like, oh dude, my first 3070 broke while I was playing Phasmophobia. So so for the I died at the same time. Then my computer
God.
crashed. So as a long running joke, the ghost in that game killed my computer, my GPU straight up.
It's like no more for you.
Exactly. I had to go back to my old PC, which is not too bad. It's still all the games I play on my new computer, other than like Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, can run in that computer right there.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised it can't. I'm pretty sure not Halo 2 remastered, but pretty much. Yeah,
I'm probably gonna get down some Halo tomorrow.
I'm on Reach. I'm on Reach at the moment.
Yeah, because
ODST.
ODST.
Yeah, ODST. Oh my god. It took a lot of willpower and determination to get through that game. It was so boring.
Okay, dude, it takes a full ODST. Man. It's a good one though.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. It's just that it's you
not.
walking around the city. So it's
Yeah,
just like it's not as fun as like you literally beating shit out of the aliens as Master Chief.
Yeah, dude. Like, see, that's why, like, dude, when they made Reach was a good one too. Like
has been praising Reach.
Reach is good, man. It didn't get like when it first came out, people were like, "Oh, fuck this game."
Yeah, that's what I remember too.
When you really saw the purpose of it, the purpose of the game, and why they prefer the story, you were like, oh, "Okay, this is a good game." So I remember I played a lot of Halo 3 and a lot of Halo Reach.
Oh, Halo 3 is so fun. Halo 3 has always been my favorite Halo.
Oh, same. Like I still have to.
But Halo 2 has the best multiplayer, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Halo 2 probably has best multiplayer, but
it's a toss up between those two games, honestly.
Yeah,
even in story.
Halo 3 is when they introduced SWAT mode. SWAT mode's fucking fun as shit.
Yeah.
So,
and
but all right, it's getting late, man. It's
yes, sir. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I need to head to bed soon if I want to wake up at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, right. Same here, man. I got some stuff I gotta do in the morning. I get up at 7, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, but it's still early for everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway, joining me today is Carl, aka the Texas Viking, and with him is Garrett, aka the Moose Mode, the Manimal himself, and I'm your host, Ray, the King of Deers, and this is the fitness, pretty much a continuation of the fitness journey topic we had 2 months ago. Apparently, I thought it was just like a month ago. Yeah, so at least 2 months. Yeah. So yeah, thank you again for joining me today for this episode. It was so much fun. Like I said, I lost track of time. It's like an hour and a half already.
We tend to lose track of time. That's kind of weird.
I mean, I would have kept up, but I lost. I stopped my recording by accident, so I have to restart from zero. But yeah, thank you once again. Any social media you guys want to plug in that I could squeeze in the bottom?
So if anybody does want to follow my Instagram, like my fitness Instagram, I don't post much right now because it's just hard getting content and making content by myself.
Yeah.
Because me and Garrett don't live together, so we live about an hour. It's kind of hard to make content. Yeah, it's hard to make content together, and it's hard to make content alone. Tripod on. Yeah, I'm working on it. But if people do want to follow my Instagram, it's txviking_fit.
All right.
Sure. I was about to say mine's gonna be anything but average with underscores between.
Okay.
That'll be on Instagram, Facebook, This is Garrett Massey. Hit me up.
In Facebook.
Oh, what was that? You guys cut off. Oh, you guys are
Getting my Facebook. Absolutely not. That's where I share memes. It's my domain.
It's for a shit post and talk to my family members.
Dude, I don't even care. Like my family members have either unfollowed because of the shit I share. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, my parents came up to me one time. I was like, "What do you even post on Facebook?" I was like, "Anything." And they were like, "Can you stop posting everything on Facebook?" I was like, "No." It's like, cool.
Like if I find it funny, it's being shared.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
All right.
that's it for tonight's episode. It is, I like to keep track of myself, July 27th, and it's 10 p.m. and it's getting really late. So anyway, Thank you once again, boys, for joining me today, for being my special guest for this week and for this episode. So I just wish you guys a very good night, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
See you.
Peace.
Peace.